Good morning, everyone in the Philippines. If you are currently outside of the Philippines, if you are in the USA, good evening. Or if you are in the Middle East, magandang umaga din. It's a very early morning there. With me today is si Andre. He is actually one of my schoolmates back in college sa San Pedro College sa Davao po. And he was also my workmate before sa hospital ng SPMC sa Davao, and he has taken his NCLEX-Australia po. So yung pag-uusapan natin will be his experience with regard to the OSCE, because in Australia, you have your NCLEX-Australia, but it's the same way as the NCLEX-USA. And then you will have your OSCE, and then you will have your license registration. So this sharing of experience coming from Andre will be helpful for those of you who are preparing for your OSCE examination, because I know that there are some students who are with us in our review program who have already passed their NCLEX-Australia and who will be taking or preparing for their OSCE examination for Australia. So pag-uusapan namin ni Andre kung paano yung naging experience niya, how was his preparation, at least makatulong tayo, makapagbigay tayo ng some of the strategies that he can provide you to help you out in preparation for your OSCE. Moving forward na, after mo na natapos yung NCLEX Australia mo. So sa mga students natin who are preparing for NCLEX USA, this is just an additional information for you, and para doon sa mga students natin who are preparing for their OSCE Australia. So this discussion that we will have with Andre will be very beneficial for you guys. So Andre, asan ka ngayon, Sir Dre?
Hi guys, good morning. Currently, ako sa Sydney. I'm in Sydney, Australia. To be exact, somewhere in Marsfield, Sydney, Australia. Currently staying at home, galing ng knock shift. So, I'll try to share with you guys as much as I can. But, yun, as Apra said, may limit lang kung anong information pwede ko ibigay. At least, I can help with my fellow classmates. I-share ko lang din how beneficial IPASS would be for you guys.
Sige, let's first start. Kasi si Sir Andre, classmate niyo siya previously. He had his NCLEX preparation in our program in IPASS Online Review and Mentoring Academy. So after he passed his NCLEX, he went to Australia. But before that, Sir Andre, ano yung reason mo why you chose Australia?
Australia is located mas malapit kaysa sa Amerika, kaysa sa UK. So, strategically, mas maganda sa kung may plans ka uwi from Pilipinas to Australia. And then, Australia-wise, is maganda ang culture dito. Very diverse. And as in, like, very strict sila regarding racism. So, sa sobrang diverse ng culture, you get to, parang, it's always like International Day. Like you get to meet every kind of race here, all kinds of Asians, all kinds of Caucasians too. So, and aside from that, cost of living is fair enough. And yung sweldo-wise, makaipon ka talaga after. So, and then I chose Australia too because aside from the fact that my brother is already here, so he is one of my inspirations as a nurse. He's been living here for quite a while now as a nurse, and he is still happy regarding about his work. And Australia is very open regarding the education system. So they provide certificates and provide trainings and with foreign students. So it's not usual to be a foreign student right here and then you get a job while studying too. So most of, like my wife did, she was the student on a student visa and I was a dependent. That would mean we are both on a student visa now, but I have full working rights for the meantime. And aside from my preparation for my OSCE, I'm working as an AIN, assistant in nursing. In Philippines, that would be a nursing aide. It's a fruitful experience since the system here is way different back there in the Philippines, ideally wise, regarding also the technology, what they use. The medical system is way different because there are a lot of terms. They're not really using American terms. So they have coined terms regarding the medication, like basic example would be instead of saying milliliters or mLs, they would say mils, something like that. So You get to know how they have this kind of accent. But regarding the communication, when you use the American English, it's fine because since the culture is really diverse, everyone would understand each other. Kahit medyo Carabao English yung gamit natin dito, understandable naman pa rin. Pero back to the subject, before I took OSCE, hindi ko na kasi nabutan yung bridging course. Yun yung usually the regular pathway. Aside from being a student here, like taking the uni, it will take 3 years lang dito ang nursing, kung mag-nursing ka sa university, which is, i-compare natin sa Pilipinas, it will be a 4-year course plus meron pa tayong licensure examination. After, in here, 3 years lang, after that, you become a full-fledged nurse. And then, other than that, since yung bridging course sana, which is only for 3 months, pero since nag-transition na sila to OBA pathway, there's a big benefit regarding the NCLEX because yung license na makukuha mo is pwede convertible since it's known as international. Pwede mo naman i-convert kahit pumasa ka sa Australia. The NCLEX, you can convert it to a US licensure. So pwede ka rin maging USRN if ever. And then if USRN ka, pwede mo na may pa-convert automatically to Australia. And there are also other licenses, especially from New Zealand and somewhere in Saudi or Qatar that they allow to convert. That happens in Melbourne. But I chose the open pathway because it's much more practical. I can take the NCLEX in the Philippines, which is guided by the IPASS, and they mentored me what steps should I do. Thank you po din kay Rachel for personally guiding me step by step, and also for the accommodation of the team. So aside from that, the only thing that will only take here in Australia is OSCE. You need 3 things here to be full-fledged RN now. You need to pass also an English test. It's either IELTS, TOEFL, or PTE, or also OET. But I would suggest go for PTE. It's much more practical too. And as after I took my NCLEX back in October, was it September or October? Yes. And then I took my PTE right then after. Thankfully, I passed. And then I arrived here last in January to partake my OSCE to prepare for a review. And NAI, Nurse Assist International, is a partner of IPASS. It's a review center. And I registered my exam around February or March. And then they have scheduled me to take my exam last July. So, ang mangyari, hindi kasi ako complacent regarding sa skills ko and then kung anong lalabas regarding sa OSCE. Yung OSCE kasi is, nandun na yun sa UK. So, known na siya doon pero iba ang trip, iba ang style ng Australian healthcare. So, they have their own standards. They want you to follow, they want you to understand, although the international standards, aside from that, regarding kung anong ginagawa nila dito sa Australia. So, I would suggest na don't try to self-review. At least, pumasok kayo sa review center, try to grab the basics, and then the secret to OSCE is practice, practice, practice. It's very costly. It's 4,000 Australian dollars. So, para makabawi, pwede ka naman mag part-time job dito regarding yun, as an AIN, which is very good siya kasi at least ma-expose ka na sa healthcare facilities nila dito and then sa how they do things. Aside from that, maging mini training ground mo na din siya. You get to see people doing the ideal stuff. So you get a notion on how they do things here, especially very strict sila sa medications. Kasi bawal magkamali regarding sa meds. Kung sa Pilipinas, if ever, isang nurse lang medicating nurse. Here in Australia, especially in antibiotic, restricted drugs also, injectables, kailangan 2 nurses ang magbigay, 2 ang magpipirma. So it's a new thing, so hindi yun usual sa atin. And in OSCE, it only happens in Adelaide. Only in Adelaide. Wala sa Sydney, wala sa Melbourne. And I'm very open for questions. There's a Filipino community here. Also, we started as our classmates that we try to help each other regarding OSCE. So aside from that, ang maasahan mo is sarili mo and classmates mo regarding the practice. You have to sacrifice a time. Aside na lang kung magaling ka masyado mag-memorize and then You have to make a script.
So sa mga wala sa atin earlier, so recap ko lang. Si Andre, he came to Australia with the student visa of his wife. So dependent si Andre, the wife niya. And currently, he's working as an AIN. Doon sa hospital ba, Andre, ng brother mo?
No.
Agriculture hospital.
I'm working on an agency, so it's much more flexible. Kung nasa agency ka, nag-work kasi pwede ka lang mag-grab ng schedule, pwede hindi. Pero yun lang, walang leave benefits. Pay is better than sa yung regular na sa ano. So I've been through several hospitals here, and I also experienced aged care. Still, they would station me to surgical hospitals, rehabilitation hospitals too, since they already know my background. And kung magustuhan ka naman ng hospital, mainstay ka na regarding dun. So, currently working at kanina, Mount Wilga. It's in Hornsby here in Sydney. So, it's a rehabilitation hospital. Yeah.
I see. So, if you are a dependent of a student, so yung wife ni Sir Andre is a student, so you have your full working rights. So, hindi siya magiging problema.
Aside from that, the last Prime Minister, Albanese, from here, he really opened the full-time working rights of students dahil sa kulang din, dahil sa COVID naman nagkakulang sila ng tao. So, mangyari sa students, imbis na 20 hours of work, lang limit nila, per fortnight, ang mangyari is full-time din sila. So, no limit. You can work as much as you can.
So, you earn more because there's no limit. Compare data that
Exactly.
just a certain amount of hours. Dati, ilan nga ba yun?
20 hours.
20 hours. But even before, the dependent has the full working rights, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So, your wife is currently studying anong course?
Individual support. So, Cert 3 siya. Ang visa niya is mag-last up to 2 years. So, you have that 2 years to para mag-asikaso ka, para maging RN ka if ever. Ayan, open ang Australia for sponsorships, especially on skilled workers. And Australia is really open, lalo na pag nasa medical field ka. Nursing really has a good pathway here. So, and also for medical technologists too, but yes, still nasa nursing field tayo. Maganda ang pathway ng nursing dito. And regarding sa education system nila, since kahit nasa work ka na, bibigyan, lalo na pag working ka on public, you will get to have a chance to improve yourself. Hindi naglilimit ang mga hospitals dito regarding sa positioning mo. So, the more you study, the more you specialize, the better the race.
And then, may anak ka na, Sir Andre, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
How
old is he or she?
She, magpa 5 years old pa, pero nasa Davao.
Okay.
Nasa lolo't lola.
They're not with you pa. So, going back, student siya, and then you're working as an AIN. What can you say about the salary with regards to working as an AIN? Can you say that it's also competitive?
It is very competitive. When I try to compare it sa salary ko sa Pinas as sa SPMC as a nurse too, sweldo ko sa 1 week is buong buwan ko sa Pilipinas. As an AIN, hindi pa yan as nurse.
So it's really good because, of course, practically speaking, go outside of the country to earn more, to earn better, and provide comfortable living for our family. And we get this one once we have already accomplished our goal. So on the step na si Andre for doing that because he has done with NCLEX and then done already with the OSCE, and then on the part na siya of the license registration because he has also done his PTE. Let's talk about the NCLEX. So during sa NCLEX, it is through an OBA pathway. I have heard from other people that they can still choose to study in a certain university and then instead of sitting for the NCLEX. Is it true na pwede pa rin silang makapag-study sa university and not sit for NCLEX?
If they choose to study, may dalawang kasi dito, it's either EN, so enrolled nurses, or yung registered nurses. Being an enrolled nurse, may limits ka lang din, halos hindi ka makabigay ka lang ng medications, pero may limits lang din regarding sa procedures. So, para siyang practical nursing sa atin. And then, merong mga course na ganun dito. And then yun, like I said earlier, is yung universities, which would give you 3 years. You don't have to worry. You can still work while studying. Yun yung madalas na kinukuha ng mga colleagues ko dito na ibang lahi. Madalas dito yung mga Chinese, Nepalese, ganun, nasa university sila. And then marami ding Pinoy. And then when they graduate, they become an RN. So, although costly, pero when you come to think of it, habang nag-work ka, mababayaran mo naman din yung tuition mo. And then I choose the OBA pathway because after the 3 exams, tapos na yun. Pero masakit sa ulo din.
So it's the end result is just the same. Kung mag-study ka na university, you can still become an
RN.
RN without taking the NCLEX. Pero yun nga lang because the length of time is way longer compared sa mag-OBA pathway ka.
Yes, yes,
Also,
exactly.
Also, the expenses will be more because, of course, you'll be staying in Australia, you have your accommodation, all of this cost of living, and all of the expenses compared sa NCLEX ka na before going to Australia, right?
Yes, yes. To summarize, kung nakapag-NCLEX at PTE ka na sa Pilipinas, ang pupuntahan mo na lang dito is UD-OSCE, which will only take you a couple of months lang to prepare and to have your exam. And then after that, pwede ka na mag-register as a nurse, then you work as a nurse now.
Yeah, okay. So that's really lessens the time na maghihintay ka, no? And then you become an RN already. So looking at it like mas shorter siyang span of time, lesser ang cost if you do it an OBA pathway. And also you can be able to concentrate as well on your NCLEX first if andito ka pa outside of Australia, because if you're already in Australia, of course you will be busy with work as well. And you cannot be able to focus on your NCLEX preparation. So I can personally advise, I'm not so sure with the thoughts of Andre, but for me, I can personally advise that you have your preparation beforehand pa. Take your OBA kung saan ka outside of Australia so that you can concentrate on your preparation for the NCLEX first. And then after that, then you do your OBA. You're currently in Sydney, Andre. You flew to Adelaide, di ba? Via plane. Yes. So, when you got there, saan ka tumira? Or
Ay, oo.
or where?
Maraming pwede tirahan doon sa Adelaide. So, doon ako sa One Pacific. And then, I stayed there for a week. And then, after 1 week, isa sa week, kasali na din yung doon sa OSCE ko. Mangyari niyan, may schedule kayo na 4 days na ibibigay sa iyo ang OSCE. Advice sa amin ng APRA is, dapat at least man lang nakastay ka doon hanggang mag-exam ka. So, mine was, I was scheduled on the last day na 4 days na yon. So, baka kasi maging early dahil may problema regarding sa COVID. Tapos, binagyo pa ang Sydney nun. So, there were changes really na may mga struggle na parang nagpipigil regarding na maka-exam ka. So, dapat may mental preparation ka talaga and emotional preparation regarding doon. And then, lumipad ako pa Adelaide. I stayed there for a week and hanggang matapos yung OSCE exam ko.
So, OSCE exam is a one-day event, right?
Yes.
Yes, one-day event, and you will be able to get your results after how many weeks, Andre?
6 to 8 weeks.
It's also a long wait. So it's the same with NCLEX-Australia na ang waiting time nila. They don't have quick results, guys. Just like what do we have in NCLEX-USA. Now, after you had your examination, 3 days after that, you can get your results via the quick results in Pearson VUE. So in NCLEX-Australia, you're also going to wait 6 weeks for the notification of APRA. And then you get it via your email. So for your OSCE, so you will also be able to receive that after 6 to 8 weeks as well. So APRA will notify you for the result the same as the NCLEX, Andre?
Exactly. They will just send you an email that you have passed or not. As in, makikita mo lang sa email na na-receive you, lalo na pag OSCE is pass or fail. So, ang okay nito is regarding para kung licensure examination, it doesn't matter, walang top notcher. It's just pass or fail.
The same with NCLEX lang din. Pass and fail
Oo.
lang. Walang magta-top 1, top 1 to up to.
Walang top 1, top 2. Oh, it's more about lang kung it's your competency. Ang laban na ito is sa sarili mo. It's
Yes.
not about competing with other people.
Yes. So with regard to the expenses, let's talk about the expenses para at least they have an information. If mag-NCLEX ka, that will cost you mga nasa how much yung mga total na nagastos mo, Andre, if you have calculated it. Oh, hindi naman siya masyadong malayo doon sa NCLEX na expenses
US?
natin sa USA. But what really differs is the OSCE fee because it's $4,000. How much is the equivalent of $4,000, Andre? Let me just calculate. 4,000 is how much AUD now?
38
So $4,000. The examination per se,
times 38.
yes, 152,000 in pesos.
Yes. And
Yes.
then the review center,
How much did you pay for the review program?
nakakuha ko ng
500?
discount. So it's around 2,500.
Yes, 2,500 kasi we endorse Andre to our partner, which
Ah.
is NAI. So times 38, so that's 95,000. It's really an investment on your part din. Kasi for the NCLEX-USA, wala tayong gagastusin for the OSCE as much as that. Yung gagastusin natin for NCLEX lang na examination natin, application the examination. But of course, we have different choices naman. If you opt to choose USA, you're going to invest for this. And then if you choose Australia, so you have to calculate kung magkano yung gastos natin to make sure na you have your right preparation for the OSCE because the expenses is not a joke. It's so
Oo.
much.
Hindi joke, masyadong masakit pag mag-fail ka sa OSCE. Although, mababawi naman siya habang working ka dito, pero masakit.
So what can you share about the strategies when it comes to the preparation of OSCE, Andre?
Regarding the OSCE is have an open mind. First, pinakabawal na talaga bawal sabihin is back at home. That certain phrase does not apply in OSCE. Kahit sa practices nyo, back at home kasi, back at home ganito ginagawa namin, back at home ganyan. Ganito kasi sa amin dati. No. Treat yourself as baguhan. Although you have the idea, imagine this. I'm already a nurse sa Pilipinas for straight 9 years, almost 10 years sa government hospital. Imagine yourself rewiring everything, every procedure you're going to do. Kasi honestly speaking, hindi tayo ideal dyan sa Pilipinas due to regarding sa anong practice natin sa system ng dyan. And then here they are very ideal. Para kang nag first year or you have that feeling na return demo tapos strict ang CI mo. So although the reviewers are very friendly, they would explain well, but then they would not tell you kung ano mismo ang gagawin mo. Hindi yun parang may papakita silang video or may papakita sila sa'yo na gagawin nila is within straight 8 minutes. They would only teach you the fundamentals, but it is up to you how you do it. Ituturo nila as much as they can and they will just correct you from time to time because ang APRA is always changing, always updating kung anong international standards. So maraming yung mga dating tama baka maging mali na, hindi na up to date or yung may mga bagong ginagawa. Pero may mga yung still na mga basics na nandun pa rin. And aside from that, gather a good group, have a practice partner, yun na as in like yung ginawa sa akin is I have a practice partner na matagal na sila dito from Sydney. And then naging classmate ko sila doon. And then we have may groups kami pero mas better kung 2 or 3 lang kayo from the group. Kasi mangyari niyan if more than 3 tapos magte-take turns kayo habang nagde-demo, time taking, and then although makikita mo yung mga techniques ng mga kasama mo, that's why I told you earlier to have an open mind kasi hindi lang ikaw yung magaling, may mga magagaling ka din kasama na makukuha mo techniques nila and then pag i-apply mo, i-edit mo dun sa choreography mo. Yes, kasi parang sayaw ang OSCE. Like technically parang dance na parang alter natin to kasi parang mas to shorten the time. Imagine, gawin mo dapat ideal, everything. Every point counts, every style counts dito kasi masyado siyang freestyle ang OSCE. Although may sinusunod na dapat na may ideal, pero masyado siyang freestyle just to have that extra point. Kasi what if you missed something and then but you did an extra na baka makakuha ka ng points sa evaluator, okay din yung ginawa niya. And
Mm.
then they would change their mind. Imbis na fail ka supposedly, dahil na may na-miss out ka regarding the fundamental, yung basic na ginawa mo dapat regarding the scenario. Tapos pero may additional points ka, edi pumasa ka. Ayan. And then practice always. Sa akin, I stopped working for 3 weeks. That includes the 1 week stay in Adelaide. So honestly speaking, do not follow that example. At least an average 2 months, average of 2 to 3 months of practice from time to time until na makuhaan mo siya na maging natural siya sa'yo. They don't want nurses na kinakabahan habang nag-OSCE. They want to see you confident. They want to see you know everything. They like, ano yung pasyente na viewpoint ng pasyente? This nurse knows what he or she is doing. So he looks pretty confident as a nurse. So okay, kasi they will try to trick you. Yun yung pinaka mahirap sa OSCE. Maraming tricks na kaya kanila ibagsak dahil may nakalagay lang dyan. Then there's the specific warnings na malilito ka, ba't may gamit na nandyan na supposedly na hindi man yung kasali sa scenario, but ginamit mo and then supposedly hindi pala dapat, fail. Ganon. And then surrender yourself to God always. Have a
Yeah.
good support system. Ayun, surrender yourself. You do your part and your belief will do the rest. Yun.
Yeah. Thank you for that opinion, Andre. So, kailangan talaga guys na you are really focused on the time that you are going to sit for your OSCE. It really, as what was mentioned by Andre, you have to be mentally prepared. You have to be emotionally prepared. So, the preparation is also holistic. So, it's the same with our NCLEX-USA, NCLEX, may it be NCLEX-USA or NCLEX-Australia, that we have to focus on the time. We should not be too much anxious. So we have to manage our
Yes.
anxiety.
Oo, tsaka aside from mental and emotional, kailangan yung physical mo talaga is energetic ka.
I think that will be the result of really, as you mentioned, Andre, practice. Yes, Andre mentioned na it would be best if you will have like 2 months of preparation for this OSCE instead of a focus na preparation. So we would advise na for those of you who are still outside of Australia, not currently working, especially those who are not working in Australian setup, because Andre is already working as an AIN. So he has some background with regards to the system that Australia is using. So if you are a nurse who's going to sit for the OSCE and you don't have the Australian experience beforehand, so we would advise that you get some help. Do not limit yourself on just doing self-study because your OSCE will be very costly. So we would advise,
Don't watch YouTube.
why not watch YouTube, Andre?
Maraming mali, as in maraming, it's not mali, tama yun sa kanilang country, tama yun sa kanilang, especially kasi kung comparison mo lang is UK. Tama yun sa UK, yet hindi applicable sa Australia. So and then makugulat ka when you try to practice their procedures kahit lalampas ng 8 minutes. So how will you shorten it in Australia way? So I would really suggest na take the time na punta kayo dito and practice here. Dedication lang. Passion, dedication, commitment.
But if they are not also going to practice there, really, Andre, so we would recommend that they seek the help of a review center, right?
NAI has an online program, pero more on, hindi mo ma-appreciate until you're not personally there.
So with regard to the program of NAI, how long is the face-to-face na preparation nila?
We had 1 week na online, but that's the COVID case. And then almost 1 to 2 weeks na face-to-face, and then that's it. They will just give you the basics. Pero after that, you are free to go sa unlimited time in their laboratories, the facility. Marami silang branch. They have branch in Brisbane. They have branch in Sydney. They have branch in Melbourne too, I think. And then one in Adelaide. So kahit na yung binayaran ko is sa Sydney, yung sa Adelaide na laboratory nila, yung na facility, is magamit mo pa rin. So may advantage naman din ang NAI. Very helpful regarding sa facility nila.
And you get to meet these study buddies, practice buddies through the review center or?
The review center.
Ayan din 'no, dahil nagtutulungan tayo, it's the same with the NCLEX as well, guys. Nagtutulungan tayo how we can motivate each one, how we can help our classmates para we will be able to achieve our common goal. So, thank you very much, Andre, and we are really very proud that you have done your NCLEX Australia. You are done here with your OSCE, and you're done with your PTE, and you're just going to wait for your license. Have you already applied?
APRA told me to wait for 1 to 3 business days. So, nag-start nung Friday. Na-release kasi ang result. I think that was Thursday. And then, so, counting on Friday, then Monday, Tuesday. Yun, yung interface ng APRA ko is, yung dashboard niya, maiiba. So, I will be able to apply for the registration na, if ever.
Yes, and then you'll be working as an RN na, certified
Yes, hopefully.
RN na talaga, hindi na siya mag-AIN. So with regard to the employment that you currently have with your facility, will they be just the one to facilitate it, or you inform them that I have already the registration as an RN in AFRA, and then you can, or what's your plan, or how will it be?
So, APRA is an independent body. So, regarding that, your registration is your own. So, mangyari, after I get my registration, you have to apply on the hospitals pa for a working visa kung magsusponsor sila, if ever, kung tatanggapin ka rin nila. So, the advantage of being an AIN here and be exposed in different hospitals, may chance ka magpakitang gilas sa hospitals na yun without even trying to apply. You don't need to show the CV because you're already applied as a nursing aide, because ANs here are still considered nurses na hindi lang makabigay na medications. So what we do here is still same nursing, bedside cares. Ang difference, hindi lang kami makabigay na meds. And then, kung makita nila na may potential ka, may mag-aantay sa'yo na trabaho. And then, currently, dahil sa kulang nga ang nursing staff ng Australia, hindi lang ang Sydney, hindi lang yung Melbourne, kulang ang nurses dito. So, we need help. We need you guys. We need backup here. And then, so that's why they are sponsoring. So, mabilis ang sponsorship na ngayon at this time, which is very open. So, magandang time ngayon na dumating ang international na foreign nurses para magpa-convert or para magkuha ng licensure, dahil they will sponsor you. They could give you the working visa. Ang mag-aasikaso na ng working visa is yung sponsorship yung hospital na mismo, or the aged care, if ever kung gusto nyo ng aged care. Then after that, may eligible ka na. Once RN ka na here, and you're currently working at the hospital, you're eligible to apply as a permanent resident anytime, as long as pasok ka sa point system.
So, it's a lot of things to talk about. Points pa rin sila. Okay? Ang Australia is points pa rin. So, kailangan mo siyang i-fill yung sa points niya, and then you can apply for the permanent residency.
PR.
So, looking at your situation, Andre, most probably, how many years that you will be eligible to apply as a PR?
Months.
Months. Months. So, pwede ka na maging PR because ano yung qualifications lang nila para ma-PR ka?
Kailangan lang nila is, I don't remember the exact application, pero ang kailangan lang nila is yung skilled na nurse ka, yung sa pathway ng nurses, pwede ka naman mag-apply as PR. And you're currently working as a nurse din, and then may point system ka din, and then kaya kasali na yung PTE kasi yung English test, yun lang din kailangan nila. So, kung not necessarily na yung mag-sponsor yung hospital sa iyo for the PR, makaka-apply ka on your own dun sa APRA mismo. May mag-shed off ka naman ng gastos that, again, yes, pero since you're currently working, kaya naman siya, ma-afford na. And then, since open talaga sila ngayon because of the need of the medical staff, so yung PR grant is mas madali, mas mabilis, and mas considerate regarding about it.
Okay. So, your application to work in the facility as an AIN, paano mo ginawa? Did you submit a CV or that was through your brother na pinapasok ka?
No, I online here.
Okay.
There's maraming agencies dito kasi uso ang agency nursing. So you get to be assigned, you mag-fill in ka sa different hospitals, different facilities. So nag-apply ako online, and then may tumanggap naman, thankfully. And then doon ako nakagather na experience, and yun, at least nakapag-work. Very flexible ang schedule. Pwede kang humindi kung sa offered schedule, or pwede ka mag-grab as much as you can. Like I did, I tried to work 5 to 6 night shifts per week straight. You would feel the night shift differential here. Yun ang sabi ko, yung sabi nilang night shift premium, ramdam na ramdam. Kahit yung weekend premium dito, working on Saturday and Sunday, aabot almost times 2 ang sweldo mo on Sunday, on the day. Kasi you'll be paid per hour. So, ganun. They are very considerate pagdating sa compensation.
That's really a good news. So you will have a really good salary once you are already there, especially if RN ka na. So thank you very much, Andre, for sharing this information to our classmates, to our clients. So if you guys are preparing for your NCLEX, push lang. You just continue your preparation, because after your NCLEX, you still have another battle, which is your OSCE, and then your English examination. So kaya-kaya yan. You just need to focus, dedicate your time, commit, and you have to pray for this goal as well. Any last thoughts, Andre?
Huwag maging complacent. Please be open. Be ready for surprises. Like I was surprised na akala ko ang NCLEX lang kailangan. And then, yun, OSCE. Wow.
Na-surprise ka with the experience that you had with your OSCE. But it was really a challenge, yet you were able to surpass all of those things.
A challenge na ayokong ulitin. Ang OSCE.
Dahil very costly. So guys, you really have to
Yes.
prepare. And thank you very much, Andre, for this very important information that you have shared. Maraming salamat. And as always,
Thank you.
I am personally so proud of you. As
Oh,
your
wow. Thank you.
same kami ni Andre ng school, same kami ng hospital before. And Andre is really a good friend and a good nurse. And now he is already in Australia with his wife. And soon, kukunin na din nila yung baby nila para she will be with them in Australia, living as a family. So thank you very much, Andre.
Thank you so much, IPASS, for guiding me. Thank you so much. By step, hassle-free. Thank you so much, IPASS.
Thank you very much also, Andre. We wish you all the best dyan, ha? And ingat always.
Thank you. Kayo din.
Thank you, Andre. So if you are preparing for your NCLEX, then IPASS Processing is assisting for the NCLEX application for the OBA pathway. If you are currently preparing for that, we also have our review program for the NCLEX review for your NCLEX Australia. That's where Andre had his review program for the NCLEX with IPASS Online Review and Mentoring Academy. Is our previous student. And then after that one, we will be endorsing you to our review partner, which is NAI. And then we will also be assisting you for your OSCE. But the review center will also assist you for your OSCE in getting scheduled, something like this. And then after that you are done with your OSCE, or even while you have your OSCE, we can also endorse you to our recruitment agency partner. The good thing is we already have our recruitment agency partner in Australia. They can help you as well in looking for the job or the employment there while you are in Australia and waiting for your registration. We currently have a lot of students. We currently have a lot of clients for the NCLEX processing, and as well as not only we are catering for Filipinos, but we also have Korean na mga applicants natin. So Andre, we wish you all the best on your
Thank you.
career endeavors, Andre. God bless po sa lahat. Maraming salamat, and we hope that this information shared by Andre will be very helpful for those of you who are preparing for your OSCE examination for Australia. So thank you very much, Andre. Salamat for your time. Bye, everyone.